This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Running a small business means I wear lots of hats. When I put on my hiring hat, I can count on LinkedIn Hiring Pro to make it easy. LinkedIn Hiring Pro helps manage my hiring workflow, puts my job post in front of a unique network of professionals, and matches me with the best candidates for my business. I can also share my job with my network. No other job site lets me do that. No wonder most small businesses say they'd use LinkedIn Hiring Pro again. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
I scream. You scream. We all scream. Because Wendy's famous small classic Frosty is just $1 for a limited time. More screaming, happy screaming, summer screaming, dollar small classic Frosty screaming! But please don't scream in the drive-thru. It hurts the employees' ears. Get a $1 small classic Frosty for a limited time, only at Wendy's.
U.S. price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid for delivery. Limit 10 per transaction. Price may be higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Cricket Show. And we are at match week 15, quite remarkably. And for the first time in a good number of weeks, we've got all three of us together. Mr. Hugh Newsom, how are you doing, buddy?
Good. Yeah, first team debut on the weekend. Big one not out in a losing cause. One ball I faced. I had to hit it for 4 to win, and I didn't. I'm sitting there thinking should have got the old reverse sweep out, because should have got the reverse sweep out. At least I would have gone down in glory. So yeah, that was a good. It's like the slowest bowler in the world, big outfield. I've got no chance here. Absolutely no chance. I wasn't hit it for 6. I was trying to find 4 and failed. Was it the only way your lad could get to the game, by having you play with him or something? No, it was a home game, wasn't it? Yeah. So he also got out trying to slog on as well. So yeah, it wasn't the best weekend for a Newsom family, but it was sunny, and it wasn't that sunny. It was all right. It was nice. I quite enjoyed myself, to be fair, after the last couple of weeks. So it was nice. Absolutely. Well, we had better weather than our colleague. Who was the weather up north on Saturday, Mr. Taaffe? Because I actually put the word rain onto our socials for the first time in 3 months, around Rainford and Rainhill, but your game was also curtailed.
Yeah, it was a bit of a farce of a day, really. We didn't get on till 3:30, 4:45, and then all of a sudden it was 31 overs a game, and it was just, we were never going to get 60 odd overs in before it goes completely dark. So we fielded 31 overs, and then rain came and kerplunk. So it was a real wasted day. So had to have about 15 dew bells to make up for it afterwards. So obviously you finished at normal time then? Yeah, finished a bit later for anyone listening, but yeah, it was a long day. Oh yes, most definitely. Hey, talking of the weather though, I actually saw that wet stuff myself, Hugh, for the first time in months yesterday at Denby. Yeah. Both myself and Hugh were on analyst duties yesterday with completely different games. Mine was curtailed and finished quite quickly. Hugh's went down to the very last ball. Yeah. But I'm going to congratulate 2 people who were at my game firstly. So the 2 umpires, Matt knows one of them, Kirsty Blackham from the Liverpool and District Premier League, together with Amy Coyne. Well done, umps. Because the weather came sweeping in across Denby, but it didn't matter what this rain did. They actually just stayed on the pitch. And they got through the game, and obviously it didn't cause any problem. What was remarkable was at half-time, when we were all having lunch, it rained, didn't put the covers on. It was like, it'll be fine. Because they just knew it was, I've not seen that before. And meanwhile, down in Northampton, Hugh's watching Leicester scramble a 3 to get a tie on the last ball, weren't you, mate? Yeah, it was a really good day, actually. It was. I've not been to Wantage Road before. Rustic, I think is the way to describe it. But I reckon, for if that was a full house, that'd be a really good atmosphere in there. I think I'd like to go and see. It would certainly. You can see why they're popular in the Blast. There, it's interesting town and just that atmosphere would create with the Blast game. Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun down there. But last ball tie.
yeah, it was a couple of interesting contributions in the game. Lots of girls got their highest list day score on the day. It was a really fast outfield, so proper cricket was played. It's hard for some of the women to score, particularly slightly lower down the pyramid, and just having a rapid outfield really made for a good game because they've got value for their shots. People with lots of cover drives over the top. So yeah, it was good. 311 plays 311. Doesn't happen very often, does it?
Scores. Yeah, that's good, isn't it? That's good, isn't it? Yeah. And Premier League weekend, we'd had a few weeks without them, but we've had 2 ties over the weekend this time. We've made up for it.
And 2 double hundreds.
Cornwall and Plymouth with a tie down in the Devon League, and we'll come to the Devon League shortly. But my favourite tie was just down the road from me. Watching Ockbrook scramble a 2 off the last ball at Olrobus to get that tie. Gareth Young, if you're listening, mate, you looked absolutely knackered on that second 2. You were pushed like nothing else. But I don't know if anyone gets to watch the video on our socials. Check out the batter, Joshua Sharrett. Check out the state of his clothing. He's been diving that many times. He looks as though he's been playing rugby, never mind cricket. He's brown all over the place. But nice to see a couple of ties back again, isn't it, Hugh?
Yeah, I love the way they occur. And the ball by ball. Lovely that we've got video of the Ockbrook game. But the Cornwood Plymouth tie, Plymouth batting second, had a bit to do in the last 10, and then 2 huge overs at 11 off the 43rd and 16 off the 45th, 19 off the 45th and 6th, and then a double wicket in the 47th with 1 run, 7 runs off the 48th, 9 down, and 7 runs required to win. So both games, both parties 9 down as well, which is just really good. So yeah, proper tie carnage. And you come out of a tie, don't you? You just think, who feels better? the team that's failed to get the runs, or the team that's coughed it up? Where are you, Matt? If you're in a tie, where are you feel it landing? Are you feeling chuffed?
If you pulled the game back to get into a tie, I think you're happy.
Yeah,
you're throwing it away as a batting side. You're probably a bit deflated, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I would feel that Cornwall would probably feel they should have closed that out, as would Olra was in their tie. I think Olra was. That's left them in the relegation zone in Derbyshire, so they should have had that zone up, and they didn't get it done. 4 byes. Was it the first ball of the last over? Yeah. 4 byes. Yeah. It was a bad bounce. It's just jumped at the keeper. I do feel for him. It's jumped at the keeper. It's all on there. But it's kind of like, should I be standing back last over, that danger and nobody behind you just to stop that? But then obviously you might waltz down the track and smack you for 6. But that's number
Absolutely.
10 and 11 in there. So I don't know. It's all. I always feel you almost better losing a game than tying a game. So.
It is, and watching those 4 byes go past there as well. I mean, the speed the ball went to the boundary. I mean, what shot's worth these days, Taff? I mean, on these outfields at the moment, a 1's a 2, a 2's a 4, and everything's just flying, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 1 or 4, isn't it? I know my knees, elbows, hips are just absolutely battered from diving. I've got cuts everywhere, so you've got to question yourself: is it worth it?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think, for those of us who've got work in the morning, I don't think we should be chucking ourselves about. My lad's already broken his finger diving this year. They're in the game, Flora, I forget the surname, in the Leicester game yesterday, she came off injured after diving for a ball. Just like, well, just let it go. It's fine. If it's not your day job, let it go. It's you might get a bit of abuse, but we don't end up with a dislocated shoulder.
You've just got the cuts on you till end of September, really, when you finally get a chance to heal, because it's just one dive, bang, it's gone again.
Yeah, most definitely. Hey, talking of last ball thrillers, though, I'm going to just talk about one game that I hadn't picked up on until somebody sent it through to me. Down in the Cornwall Premier Division, St Just at home to Wadebridge. Wadebridge won the toss, elected to field, and St Just put 232 on all out, just shy of their 50 overs, Hugh. But then, when Wadebridge were batting, their skipper, Kelvin Snell, had to retire injured. I think he was on 10 or 11 when he retired injured. And it went down to the final over, and it's one of those classics. And I saw a bit of this last week at Derbyshire. The final over, they only needed a couple to win. wicket went down and Kelvin came in for the last ball injured. And then you watch the shot. Frogbox has actually got this one right. And you watch that shot and the agony he is in as he sends it out and gets caught and they lose the game by 1 point. He goes down like the proverbial sniper from the boundaries, giving it the bang. A bit like Ben Stokes was doing against Derbyshire last week. Kelvin, what an effort, mate. Got to applaud you for it. It's an absolutely unbelievable effort. If you haven't seen it, guys, it'll be on our socials. And thankfully, Frogbox did get it this time. Because we do complain a bit, don't we, Hugh?
Yeah, well, it's worth a look at that Frogbox, actually. The last 3 balls are all on there. And it's gone. They've needed 5 to win off the final over. Dot to dot, wicket. All out. So that's it. Yeah. Again, Weybridge is probably game to win, but yeah, Kevin Snell looks like he'd been shot by a sniper. Argentinian football player would be very proud of that dive there, but he actually wasn't diving; he was actually in pain. But yeah, it's a shame he's ended up on the losing side there in a heap. He's done well, but yeah. As a chaotic last over, a game that probably should have been put to bed. 49th over, there's a nice J Turpin 6. That's also on Frogbox, so you can have a good look at that. Good game of cricket. Yeah,
most definitely. Now, talking of good games of cricket over the weekend, for the first time this season, I think, Hugh, we've actually had something happen that hasn't happened for a while. We only had 60 centuries. But there were 83 fifers. Now, we go on about it, don't we, that it seems to balance itself out during the season. But it's very noticeable that all of a sudden this weekend, the bowlers seem to get themselves into the game a little bit more. And it's, let's be honest, it's noticeable when the biggest chase of the weekend was for 260 odd. We used to having these 300 plus chases, but to see Tickhill in the South Yorkshire League, chase down Whitley Hall with 262 for 5, that's as small as it gets. But that would be because bowlers such as, and we've got a name in right up the top, Toby Bully Bullcock, he's got a 9 for Hugh.
Yeah, 17 overs. So does it count?
Wasn't too many by their standards, though, was it? Come on.
9 for 54 to Bullcock. Has he had I'm going to have to look him up because I feel like he's had a 9 for 3 seasons in a row. 2 seasons in a row. 2 seasons in a row. Yeah, he certainly had a 9 for last year. But yeah, he's certainly coming into his prime, shall we say. 59 wickets so far this season at 11 is how he's going. So he's going pretty well. Terrific season from him. And that's first team. 59 first team wickets across the board. Yeah, not 59 Premier League wickets at 11.
Yeah, because he is second. He's now 3rd in the Premier League.
Yeah. But yeah, he had a 9 for 42 against Rainford last year. And against Newton and Willows, who obviously are a very strong side. Newton and Willows still put up 189. Someone's got 9 and they've managed to get 189. So certainly a good effort. It's just that everyone's got out to Toby there. And the rest of the bowlers needed a little help. Sam Marsh, 16 overs, none for 46. Scott Lee, 6 overs, none for 26. So Toby Bullcock doing all the heavy lifting and getting aside the win. And they got it 2 down.
And let's be honest, that's Newton and Willow's first loss in the league of the season. Ben Walkton could not rescue them with the bat or the ball this time round. But here's a question for you, Hugh. I've already told Taaffe the answer to this before we were recording. Newton and Willow lost their unbeaten record on Saturday. Do you know there's 6 other sides in the country still unbeaten? Can you name 3 of them?
Can I name 3? No, probably not. Kimberley?
Correct. 16 out of 16. Kimberley Institute in the Nottinghamshire League.
Scotland Norwich?
No. Come to them shortly.
And then, I don't know. Give us the other 2.
How about the side that decided at the weekend to score at 15 plus per over to chase down 170 in 12 overs? That's a clue.
Are they Huddersfield based?
They might be Huddersfield based, yes.
I suspect they might be
Hoyland Swain with Furkan Shafiq with 101 off bugger all balls, and Ben Kohler Cadmore pretty poor by his strike rate standards, but they won by 10 wickets there. South North, we've talked about them running away with the North East League. Chef Collegiate, unbeaten in the Yorkshire South and looking really strong right now. St Asaph in North Wales. And the one that I think is the strongest of these unbeaten sides is Finchampstead in the home counties. To be unbeaten in the home counties and the strength of that league, I think that's a really strong one. But, 15 weeks in, and we've got 6 sides still unbeaten. The question is, can they all go unbeaten through the rest of the season and do a new Farnley from last year? It's a little way to go.
Imagine buying your kid a toy only to find the batteries aren't included, or buying furniture but missing the tools to build it. Frustrating, right? Now imagine the exact same feeling, but you're paying way more. That is what buying business software usually feels like. Fragmented, disconnected, and incredibly expensive. Odoo completely changes that. Odoo is a complete, fully integrated business suite where all your apps actually talk to each other. We're talking automated lead routing for your sales team, seamless AI integration, and intuitive point-and-click website builder. It's everything your business needs to scale, saving you time, headaches, and money. Stop piecing your software together. Go to odoo.com. That's ODOO.com to learn more.
Experience a membership that backs what you're building with American Express Business Platinum. Unlock over $4,000 in business and travel value annually with statement credits on select purchases from brands like Dell, ChatGPT Business, Hilton, and Adobe, and other benefits. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Based on total potential value of statement credits on select purchases and other benefits, enrollments required, monthly and other limits and terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
Just back to your game, Matt. Ben Howarth, how's he feeling after being the only person out in that game?
He was feeling all right.
I always feel for people. Well, I always laugh at people who've got a duck in a game that's been abandoned about 3 balls later. So he's walked out there, got himself a 5-ball duck, and then it's been abandoned. So his stats get wrecked, and everyone else gets to swan off into the sunset to live another day.
Absolutely. Right, come on then. Let's talk about top scorers, Hugh. We've got a big daddy. He's the 3rd highest run scorer of the season with 229.
Timothy Crawford at Oxton against Alderley Edge in Cheshire. Bit of a slow one, 125 balls. Just absolutely incredible knock there. So he's top. And then we've also got another double 100 when I press the right button. Zach Tribe, Ace's brother, Ashman Ironbark Wanderers in the East Anglian Premier League. He's gone 222 and not out off 174 balls as well. 190 for Isaac Light, Harry against Beverley in the Yorkshire Prem North off just 89 balls. And Thurindu Amarasinga, 167 not out of Mansfield Hosiery Mills versus Woolham. That's a runner ball. Seb Linnett, Exeter, and Zach Fuksic at Exeter, both with 167 out. And I might as well do all the 150 pluses. James Rhodes, Wakeful Thorns against Spotborough in the Yorkshire Prem South, 157 not out. Kadir 154 Cleckheaton versus Bradford and Bingley in the Bradford League. Luke Webb, 153 not out for Wimborne against Poole in Dorset. So it's been a lot of. There weren't tons of centuries, but when people got them, they went big. We've almost got 10% of this week's centuries going over 150.
Yeah, really big. And then looking through the rest of the list, names that stood out to me. Sam Evans again with another 137 not out for Leicester Ivanhoe there. Luke Symington. Now, this is a game you've got to love the look of. I was up in the Northeast a couple of weeks ago, as we know, and I went to see Hartlepool play at Mask. That day, Craig Symington, who's the father, was on the pitch, and Luke, England under-19, was off with an injury. They managed to play together again at the weekend, and they managed to score Craig Symington 71, Luke Symington 127, father and son sharing a partnership of just on 160 in the North Yorkshire and South Durham Premier League. That's a proud moment, to say the least. Sorry, Craig. Luke, battered you when it comes to strike rate. But not a surprise there. But wonderful to see that, definitely. Further down the list, names that come back for Rose Cushy, 5 Ciceronians. He's having a great year down there in Essex. Luke Harvey for Ticknell with another son. Prem Sisodia, not seen him score runs as much this year for Cardiff down in South Wales. Luke Beaufort, 111 not out of 96 balls for Three Bridges. And credit to Josh Sharrett, Ockbrook and Borrowash. He did get them to 104 off 140 balls. He got them within touching distance, that win at Orwas, but unfortunately didn't quite get them over the line. But I'm going to finish with one more game, and it's a name that we think we're going to keep an eye on for quite a while ahead. Downham Stowe, 313 for 4, 278 runs of that 313 between Finlay Wilcox, Benjamin Wilcox, and Arthur Wilcox. So if you've got a ridiculous amount, that 278 out of 313 for one family, they make the Symingtons look quite average there, didn't they?
Yeah, well, I feel like I think both the Wilcoxes are playing for Norfolk at the moment, and I seem to think that Arthur Wilcox is fresh off a ton. He is, yeah. Arthur Wilcox 102 for Norfolk yesterday. Today he's playing in a 3-day game. Ben Wilcox only got 1, so there you go. But Sam Arthurton also getting on a few. But yeah, Brett Stolworthy doing the damage for Norfolk against Bedfordshire. Fair few wickets for him. So they're going pretty well. Norfolk again in the NCCA Championship. But yeah, the Wilcox brothers flying high. Surprised nobody's maybe had a look at a Metro Bank contract for one of the Wilcox boys. Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to tell our listeners who, but just to give you an idea of the sort of power of the Premier League podcast now. Over the weekend, a first-class county was in touch asking about an all-rounder spinner, potentially, to join the ranks for the Metro Bank. So we furnished that first-class county with the information yesterday, and we'll wait to see if one of them pops up, because everyone knows we know these people now, and they were specifically looking for somebody playing club cricket, which, when I read it, Hugh, you imagine the smile on my face when I first read that. It was great to see, isn't it?
Yeah. Congrats, Matt. Look forward to your Metro Bank debut.
I'll take it.
He will do. Hey, come on,
expenses.
Then, Matt.
100 quid plus expenses.
Absolutely.
Premier Inn, not a travel lodge.
Be a pay rise, that.
No comment. Come on, then. Tell us what your lot have been up to with the bat over the weekend.
Yeah, big runs, quick runs. But I'm going to mention probably my favourite cricket of the year, Abhishek Reddy.
I knew you
averaging 125, just gone over, I think, 1,200 runs. So Wem's 100-ball finals day yesterday. He's gone 106 out of 42 balls in the semi-final, and then 104 off 44 in the final, and lost.
What?
Wow. That's a good effort.
And lost. They lost to St George's. I don't know the full scores. I just know that he's gone back-to-back 40-ball hundreds in the day and end up with a runners-up medal. Yeah, killer. Sean Sollier at Sleaford, another unbeaten 100 for him. And then, like I say, big hundreds for Himash Lianagi, 186 for Stafford. Ancestry Visa holder Daniel Stanley at Swalwell. I think I've pronounced that right. 173 not out of 124. He scored it quickly there. Dylan Jayalath up in Cumbria for Cleater, 142 off 100. And then we've got hundreds for Jesse Hollard, a New Zealand cricketer, for Bishop Stortford, 123 not out. And then a few more hundreds across the board for Salman Khan at Norton Hales, Ashan Randikar at Brook. But a big weekend with the bat, actually.
Oh, come on. Let's start a campaign. Abhishek Reddy, Premier League next season.
Signs for Blackpool.
Wouldn't surprise me, surprise if he did that. Yeah, but he's got to take that step, hasn't he?
I think so. I think it'll all come down to his availability next year if he has another good season in the Ranji Trophy. I think it was 400 or 500 he got in the Ranji Trophy last year. So serious player. So yeah, I'll be keeping tabs on him because Ali's made his Test match debut this week. I don't know if
I was going to say.
So he's in against West Indies at the minute. So we're just waiting to see if what his availability is going to be like at all for next year.
Can I say
the Blackpool touch? The Blackpool touch
about Ali Usman. I saw 2 photos over the weekend. One was the happiest photo I've seen this season, Ali getting his cap presented to him. And the second one was, did you see the lack of people in the ground for West Indies versus Pakistan? I mean, this is Test match cricket. And, these were the 2 powerhouses in the 80s, weren't they, back in the day? Absolute, I'm sorry, I'll call it out, disgrace to see so few people there. But Ali got his debut, so we're quite proud of that one, aren't we?
Yeah, the big man's got his debut, so deserved it.
Absolutely.
Hopefully he doesn't go too well against England. We're all going down.
Well, it'd be fantastic to see him go against England, because obviously we've got Mohammed Abbas in the squad as well, so we've got some local connections around us. And then with Ali Usman going via Blackpool into the game at Lords, that would be very good. Speaking of crowd,
we're all piling down to Headingley for the test. We're parked up in the Western Terrace for the day, so I'm sure he'll cop a little bit from us.
Oh, hang on a minute. Ali's going to cop it from the Blackpool lot. That's not going to be right, that is it?
Depends if he gets on a run.
You'll have to tell the captain where he wants to field in front of the Western Terrace. Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of crowd numbers, anyone seen the 100? I've been keeping an eye on that. I'm a 100 fan. I've enjoyed it. Lots of people aren't, but the crowd looks poor this year, doesn't it? Like the numbers.
Yes,
it's a lot.
I'm glad you said it.
I think Trent Bridge. I think the next game looks nearly sold out. But adult tickets £40 this year. It's £20 last year. Yeah, it's £40 for a ticket. £5 for kids, which is fine. But is it worth £40?
No, but I'm a fan. It's something on telly every night to watch.
Yeah, I like watching it, but it's this big shift. And I flogged it. I mean,
I'm going to give the 100 and the TV guys credit, which I don't do very often. They've calmed the graphics down as well, which makes it even more watchable. Because remember, we had these stupid graphics up the side and all kinds. It just looks a little bit more. It's better cricket to watch. But I'm glad you pointed out the crowd there, Hugh, because I watched the game at Edgbaston, I think it was on Friday night, and I was like, where is everyone? I did, as you know, quite a few of those games last year, and it was pretty much a full house or 3/4, empty seats left, right and centre. People got time to spend, people spending their money elsewhere, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I just think, look, it's £100 for 2 adults, 2 kids, so it's not too bad, but £50 for a ticket to watch the 100, that's £20 too high for me. I mean, London prices obviously different, but certainly at Trent Bridge. But I think next week looks pretty sold out at Trent Bridge, and hopefully maybe with the weather going forward and some holiday kicking into gear, it'll people coming back from the first week of holidays. I don't know, but it's an interesting one.
Never mind the 100. What's the 100 really there for? It's to get rid of all those county players so we can see players played in the Metro Bank, and that's more fun. Right. I mean, the list of players that have made debuts in the Metro Bank this year, I'm collating the whole lot at the moment. It's fabulous to see the likes of Ali Zeb, who's been on Essex's books and comes out of Wanstead, playing down there. Seeing James Minto's, he's played a fair few already at Durham, seen him there. But to see our friend Johnny Connell and Sav Pereira are making their debuts for Somerset, and they have not disgraced themselves, have they, Hugh?
Not at all. No, I mean, I got to see Sav get his maiden 50. Was it 56 or something? 58? That was a really good. I mean, what I was happy to see with those 2 boys was their fielding.
Yeah.
You aren't. I know Sav's basically plays cricket every day of his life, but they were not. They were no different in the field than any of the professionals. These are guys who do this as their day job. So for jumping that, I'm always going to think they're going to bat pretty well. There is a slight tear down than first class cricket. There's your top players are away, but it was a good game, and they looked as good as any of the pros there. And I see Joe Pockington doing well as well. With bat and ball, there's some quality cricketers in there, and to see 2 lads jump in shows the quality. Hopefully, it'll translate. Somerset's going to be tough to find a contract full-time at Somerset just because they've got so many cricketers. But they put themselves in the shop window for anybody else that wants to have a look, because they are. I mean, what did Sav get? He's got a 50 and a 30, something like that, straight off the bat. Johnny Connell's got a couple of pretty decent quick 25s, something like that. Coming in low down the order when he's, you can't sit there and build an innings. So, yeah, very impressed.
3 other names I'll throw out there that I've been watching and keeping an eye on. One at Somerset, Ben Church, wicketkeeper at Bath. Young lad there who's gone in and he's taken over from somebody called James or Thomas Rue as a wicketkeeper. So, he's gone in there and done really, really well and doesn't look anything other than a top-class wicketkeeper from the start. Jack Hope Bell with a ton for Glamorgan last week. I've got a sneaky suspicion that Glamorgan could be interesting to watch. They've got a lot of players coming through there who've come through that Wales National County NCCA. Romano Franco, Callum Nichols, Jack Hope Bell. I'd love to see them go well. I'm going to go watch them on Friday.
Didn't quite go well for them yesterday, did it? It went a bit
we
wrong
won't talk about that. But I'm going to go and watch them at Repton on Friday against Derbyshire. And then the other one, we talked about this guy a couple of years ago, and he's been making noises in the Blast and now in the Metro Bank. Andrew Neil, with a spectacular innings for Hampshire against Worcester, almost took them home yesterday. Smacking some great shots around. We've said it all along. We keep saying it. We'll never stop going on about Premier League and NCCA players. These boys have got to look further down. I mean, there's a lot out there. And you've hit the nail on the head. The fielding and the energy that these guys bring. Because let's be honest, they're battling for a contract, aren't they?
Yeah, I felt I was going to, when I was watching that game the other day, I felt like I would notice a difference, just purely because they're not doing it all day, every day. But no, nothing like it. They were absolutely on it. So yeah, and if that's replicated around the country, which you would hope that it is, then all these lads put themselves in the shop window for winter contracts. There's going to be a fair bit of turnaround this year. There's lots of contracts coming up for renewal at numerous counties, particularly towards the bottom end. Entry contracts will be available. Age can be an issue. Obviously they're going to try and give contracts to their pathway players coming through, and why wouldn't they? But if they're looking for a more finished article with some stats under their belt, then if people have done well in the Metro Bank, then there's some safer bets for a bit more experience. Glamorgan, an interesting one. That is a very, very inexperienced side they got out. They got rolled yesterday by Middlesex. There's lots of Premier League players, National Counties players in that side. So good on Glamorgan for backing them and using the comp really for what it is. I know it's not a second team comp, but it's second team plus, isn't it? At times when some of these big boys and actually that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, except that don't fight it too hard, and because that's how you find cricketers. They have to have somewhere to play. Chucking people straight into one first class game, and then going, no, they got a couple of low scores.
Exactly.
Later.
Give them a run. Give them a run.
Yeah,
definitely. Talking of players moving, Taff. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Taff. You'll probably know this better than me, but 1st of June was the date when county players were starting to look at contracts for next year, and that's when they change it. I think there has been a lot less announcements of movement and people signing contracts already. Do you think that is giving an opportunity for a lot of these youngsters to put themselves, as Hugh said, in the shop window?
You can only imagine so, can't you? Like I say, it's a bit of a niggly time, isn't it? You've got a Blast block, you go straight into this 100 block with a Metro Bank block. So there's probably not a lot of time for the counties to probably sit down and go over contracts next year. But why not delay it and have a look? There's that many players performing at Premier League cricket and moving up into the first taste of sort of List A stuff, and they're showing that they can hold their own and perform just as well, if not better. So why not get them in? They do the hard yards, travelling up and down the country, so while juggling generally full-time work. So get them in and have a look.
100%. And talking of juggling, you seem to be doing that with the amount of signings for Australia and New Zealand that Cric are announcing on a day-to-day basis at the moment. Is it starting to hit peak season for you guys now?
It's been pretty wild for 6-7 weeks at the minute, to be honest. We've, like you say, we've already started to get clubs inquire for next year for the UK stuff. So we're sort of not switching attention, but we've also got to sort of like break up your day to do both really. So it's coming round thick and fast. But like you say, you just touched on Ben Church there at Somerset. We're sending him to Melbourne this year.
Yeah.
Playing for Brighton District in Cricket Southern Bayside. So I'm interested to see how he goes. He's a really, really nice lad as well. So hopefully he does well, and it'll just be one of many to probably watch for this winter.
100%, definitely. So come on then, who we got to watch out for from your bowlers at the weekend? Who's been doing stuff? Because I know there's one or two names in there that we'll recognise.
Your mate Matt Campbell, 6 for 50 for Kimberley Institute. Gian Koralag, again, I probably pronounced that terribly wrong, for Goultown, 7 for 36. He's having a serious season. I think they're trying their best to get hold of him again for next year. Josh Kelly at Chipstead, British passport holding Aussie, 5 for 9. And then 5 for Roshan Lakball and Rottenstall. Ayush Shukla for Harold Wood. Probably not as many 5s as there were 100s, but they've still put in some decent performances.
Absolutely. And what about the rest of the country, Hugh? We've talked about Toby Bulcock and his 9 for, but there's been a spray of 7s and 6s, hasn't there?
Yeah, Craig Broadley, 737 for Harrogate in the York Prem North. Chris Steele, 746 for Barnard's Green in Birmingham Prem. Aparit Karana, 7 for 63. Apologies for the crap pronunciation. For Crouch End in the Middlesex Prem. Andil for the Waco, 6 for 28. Carlton Towers against Knaresborough in the York's Prem North. Jamie Carrington, 6 for 32 for Sheffield Collegiate. Cam Sawatsky, 6 for 34 for Northern against Rainford. That's just in 9.2 overs, so that's double quits there in the Liverpool comp to get his wickets in just 9 overs. Steve Green, Didsbury, 12 overs, 6 for 39. Connor Clark for Salisbury Athletic in the Southern Prem Cricket League, 6 for 41. And Humza Ishak, 6 for 44 for Slough in the home counties. That's 17 overs, that one. But those are the top 10. But yeah, to have 3 7-fers and a 9-fer, no 10-fers this year.
No, I think the one that caught my eye on Saturday night actually was the one with Andy Felaqueo.
That's one.
Carlton Towers, 6 for 28 off 5 overs.
Carnage.
That's called blowing your opposition away, to say the least. But he's a South African international. I'm hearing that he's doing wonderful things around the club as well. He's embedded himself and doing everything that you should do as a good professional. So great to see him getting plenty of wickets there. Down the rest of the list, let's see who else caught our eye for us. Wazim Kasim, 6 for 58 for Moorlands, was one that caught my eye. Our old friend, Ollie Freckingham, 5 for 28 at Rothley Park. Spencer Gammon, 5 for 31 down at Bath. Ben Lockrose, North Middlesex, 5 for 31. They've had a rough year at North Middlesex compared to last year. So that's great to see them doing that. Big derby match yesterday, Burnley versus Lower House. Burnley won, Bharat Tripathi with 5 for 39. And Burnley, having had a really rocky 2025, looking good at 2026 at the moment. So that'll be an interesting end to the season. I think you faced this fella earlier this year, Nico Van Zyl for Prestwich Math. Another 5 for there, 5 for 54. And then he was a bit smart, wasn't he? And then one of the leading batters in the country, Neil Hornbuckle of Horsford in the East Anglia League, popping up with a 5 for 69 as well. Some of these players are just bloody greedy, aren't they?
Just showing off, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Go on then, talk about those all-rounders, mate.
Well, Zach Tribe, 2 for 9 to go with his 2-2-2. 2-2-2 and 2 wickets. Matt Campbell with his 86 and 6 for 53. That's Kimberley. Kazir Kadir 154 and 3 for 67. So these top run scorers are also getting the big wickets. Toby Bulcock 9 for 54 pops up in the all-rounders charts purely because he's got 9 wickets. Prem Sisodiya 115 to go with 4 for 16. Hell of an effort for Cardiff against Usk. Taylor Cornell has just done it again. Mr. One of the best players in the country, 79 and 5 for 67. Jacques Banton, Tom's brother, 77 and 5 for 50. Luke Schmeller, 4 for 60, 101 for Sevenoaks Vine against Lordswood in Kent. Steve Green at Didsbury, 51 and 6 with his 6 for 39. And Matty McKernan, 104 for 67. He also takes the potential Mr. Premier League as well, doesn't he? Matty McKernan just keeps doing it week after week. A hell of a player. So yeah, some serious contributions all all over there. But yeah, Zach Tribe 222 and 2 for 9 is pretty useful.
Yeah, I think that Jack Bantam one in particular caught my eye because I was keeping a very close eye on that game between Nolan Dorridge and Barnes Green. Nolan Dorridge scored 260 for 9 off their 55 overs in the Birmingham District Premier. And this was first versus second in the Birmingham District League, so it doesn't get any bigger really. I did put something out on our own socials on the weekend. The most ridiculous switch hit 6 by a certain Amaris Khan. Which was quite ridiculous for Nolan Dorridge. But they got to 260. But then Ben Chapman-Lilly opened the batting for Barnt Green, and he led the way with 85 off 141 balls. Very patient. And we know that Nolan Dorridge have got one of the best bowling lineups in the country and have had for the last couple of years, and got them home with a few overs to spare in the end. And it was one of those games where you watch it from afar thinking, which way is he going to swing? But Ben Chapman-Lilly, calm as you like. I heard a great story yesterday up at Denby about when Denby put Ben Chapman-Lilly in the T20 side a few years ago, and he scored one off about 20 balls, and they weren't very happy. It's like, yeah, because Ben Chapman-Lilly is not a T20 player. This was made for him. Barnt Green just taking the lead. They're 1 point ahead of Nolan Dorridge in the Birmingham District League. Smethwick, interestingly, 11 points behind, and I think just starting to get on a little bit of a roll. And I think that could be one of the leagues to watch towards the end of the season there, Hugh.
Well, it's holiday season as well, isn't it? It's a bit of availability crises lurking between clubs. Speaking of holidays, and we also talked Zach Tribe there, his home ground Farmers Cricket Club in Jersey. Lovely article on the BBC this week. Have a look at that. Cricket. The man who built an international cricket ground in his back garden. A bit of a history of Farmers Cricket Club in Jersey.
Was he a potato farmer?
Yes, this was. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah,
but it's Farmers did big things in the European Cricket League. Came to sort of our attention in that with the Tribe brothers playing in that, and then Ace is obviously going on to do some great things. Zach as well. But yeah, just a lovely article. Jump on that if you can.
Yeah, most definitely. Just looking around some of the other leagues as well. Just a couple of things I've picked up over the weekend. I'm going to try to do a report this week on our website of state of play, 6 or 7 games left to go in most seasons. But the one league that we enjoyed this league last year, but this year, the West of England Premier League is taking the biscuit. Dumbleton promoted, 189 points. Bridgewater, Burbage and Eastern Royal, Midsummer Norton, Froster and Pottern, all within 15 points. The top 6 within 15 points with 5 games to go. And actually, you could almost say, the top 7 are within 29 points. It's 20 points for a win in that league. If this isn't the closest league in the country right now, I'll be gobsmacked. And when you consider that the bottom side, Thornbury, are only 2.5 games behind the leaders, that one could go all the way. And there's going to be no daft umpires. Here you go as an extra point this year, because they've done away with that one, I understand. So that's interesting to see. The other thought that I thought was quite interesting this week, Yorkshire South Premier League put it out on their website, Hugh. They are looking at the point system, taking the Nottingham point system. And more leagues looking at this now and going, actually, do you know what? We need to be able to we've been big advocates of that from the start, and the Northern League are running it in shadow, I think, aren't they, at the moment, Matt?
Yeah, it comes into effect all next year, so it'll be interesting. Like you say, it does make things pretty tough from a recruitment point of view. You got to sort of be on the ball and know what you can and can't, say afford, but can have. So yeah, interesting to see how it goes. We're already planning it, sort of different dynamics, what works well, what doesn't. But yeah, you got to be on it.
It's
speaking of point system, you get homegrown players are often lower points. Interesting incident with a homegrown player at Chesterfield last week, and there's a bit of a gap in a YouTube stream.
It's a funny one, that, isn't it? And, but then you also have problems with overseas players down in Devon and 60-point penalty.
Is that what it is? 60?
60 points, yeah. And Exeter went from first in the league down to 6th or 7th in one foul swoop. I'm sure Mr. Taaffe could confirm this for me. It wasn't a Cric ex-player, but more importantly, they just got the paperwork wrong, didn't they?
Well, he's a pathway cricketer, wasn't he? So
Which means he can't come and play.
yeah, he's not legally allowed to come into the country and play cricket. So we stay well clear of them. They're only eligible for Ireland and European opportunities. So appreciate some people get through into the country and play and do get caught out like that. So again, it wouldn't be worth the risk. I certainly wouldn't be doing it at Blackpool. It's not worth it.
No,
can I put my hand up here? So we're talking here. This is a pathway rule. So I am a Western Australian. I am 22 years old, and I played state cricket at under 16. I can't play as a pro. Is that right? There's enough time.
Play at under 16s. It's under 19s or above.
Under 19s.
Let's say WA 19s, WA second 11, stuff like that, and anything that's an official game. Puts you down as that pathway player, and then you would require the 5 first class matches to then be eligible to come over here as an overseas professional. So
I've played grade cricket. I've had one under 19 looking and gone, no, thank you. And what's the time frame we're talking about here?
It's 4 years.
4 years.
So it's a terrible rule. It really is.
It is
It's stopped so many cricketers coming across. With the availability of these pros now getting obviously worse and worse, it's something has to change. We push it every year, but there is just no movement on it, no budging, and like you say, it stops so many cricketers coming over.
But they're not getting paid. You're not getting paid to play under 19 cricket, are you?
Nope.
And then what I think is frustrating is that Australia is. They could reciprocate and go, sod you lot. You're not letting our young cricketers in. But they're going, no, come in and help us out. It helps the strength of our leagues. It's so we can go over there, no matter how many pathway games you play on a working holiday visa and play cricket, because that's what you're doing. You're just playing cricket. You might not be getting paid. You're not, you might get a bit of accommodation or whatever, someone to help you out with, but you're not getting paid to play, and that's fine. But you can't reciprocate. You're on a working holiday visa. You can come and work in a bar. You can come and work in a hotel. You can, hire a car. You can do what you want, but you can't turn out for a side on a Saturday in an amateur competition. Yeah. What about like last man stands? Can you play last man stands without getting arrested?
You're asking the wrong person there. I wouldn't pay any attention to it.
I mean, it's just indoor cricket. If popped down the indoor cricket centre. Sorry, mate, you can't play 6-a-side indoor cricket.
I think the key is, can you play, but you can't be paid?
No, you can't play.
You can't play.
Can't play. So it's not even.
It's absolutely mental. Yeah.
No, whatever clubs want to do behind the scenes, if they want to pay someone, they can pay. But push comes to shove, they are not eligible to play club cricket.
You're an amateur.
I think the thing that makes me quite upset by the whole thing is, to use Hugh's example, an under 19 who's been given his one chance on that pathway in
broke
Western
his leg.
Australia.
Broke his leg. Yeah, tripped over a wombat.
Broke his leg on a wombat. Fell out with his girlfriend and was depressed for 2 years. He's basically got to wait 4 years before he re-qualifies, unless he miraculously comes back and plays 5 first-class games. So effectively, we're losing all those 19 to 23-year-old players who could come over. Whereas, what's the average age of players that you're sending to Australia, Taaffe? I'm going to say 19 to 23.
Yeah. We did have one. We had one lad that played one state under 19 game. He got a first baller, never got a look in, and then he is only eligible for Ireland, Holland, and then is in that pathway packet with other first class cricketers, international cricketers, other pathway cricketers that have got a couple of list A or first class games on the belt. Is in that pool. So the poor lad's never ever going to experience playing cricket overseas.
I'm going to take it to extremes. He got a first baller.
Yeah, he generally got a first ball. I'd have to do some digging. I remember we were speaking about it straight away. Genuinely one pathway game, and he got a first baller, booted it first up.
Can you imagine if it was a pathway game where his side are destined to field, they go onto field for an over, come off because there's rather a lot of weather, he's done.
Yeah.
It's It doesn't matter how many times we say this and how many little examples we put. It's just barking.
It's not fair. It's not fair, is it? So yeah.
I'm 2 years now at Cric, and I know we've definitely wrote in 3 or 4 times and it just to no response and no avail really. Whether they will lift it or not, but again, it's anyone's guess.
So I don't get political very often, but we do know that the new Prime Minister played pathway cricket. He played boys cricket for Lancashire. So yeah, good old Andy, he's got absolutely nothing going for him as an Everton supporter, obviously, but he played cricket for Lancashire. He's a big rugby league fan. Surely he wants the best out there, and maybe it's just worth a little email to Andy Burnham, as a cricket lover. And by the way, can we have 40 of those big domes around the country while you're at it?
Yeah.
Be your next guest on the podcast, Livo. You'll have to get.
I'm sure that's high on his priority list. Yeah.
In terms of anyone supports Everton, they're not coming near this bloody podcast, I tell you, to say the least. Hey, but talking of future guests that we do have lined up, we're just in the process of getting someone who we've had for a while that we wanted. He's agreed to do it, just trying to get a date for Mr. Keegan Peterson, who is an absolute top South African player, playing at Chorley, captain in Chorley in the Northern Prem this year. He's agreed to come on, so we should have that in the next week or so. And then we've got a couple of others lined up. I'm hoping to get one or two names that people will recognise very clearly from first-class cricket who are now playing Premier League cricket. And messages have gone out to one or two people over the weekend, and hopefully we'll get a couple of others lined up for the next few weeks.
We'll have to be quick on Keegan. We've got him Chorley next on Saturday. It's his last game.
Is it?
Yeah, so interesting. We had De Villiers this Saturday, which was his last game or something, and then we've got Peterson last game. So
we'll be talking to this week, definitely. But the other one that is going to come on from Australia, Benji Flores. But Benji Flores, he's a little bit busy. Guess what he's doing? Metro banking.
Sorry.
So,
decent signing.
Isn't that nice to see that actually he's come over and been given that opportunity, whereas the name we throw out to everyone time and time again, Jordan Silk didn't. Absolute madness. But it's great that somebody was looking at the Sussex Premier League there and went, we'll have a look at that, thank you very much, because that's how it should be. What you got on this week, Taff, apart from signings left, right and centre and trying to get yourself a Metrobank contract?
Exactly that. Another very, very busy week. Like every day, as you just think, we might have an easy day today, and then you look up, it's 3:00, and you think, day's gone. Try again tomorrow.
Absolutely. And yourself, Hugh, what you got up to cricket-wise this week?
Young blokes playing. They've got a game Wednesday against Yorkshire, which should be fun. We can knock Yorkshire out of the 14s ECB Cup if we win. There's a few players away though, so I will shout out. There's a lad, he's playing at Bunbury at the moment. Rafe at Yorkshire, 14-year-old playing Bunbury. My young bloke plays with him at school. He's picked up as a seamer. He's 6'2". He's bowling 75 miles an hour. He can absolutely belt a cricket ball. And yeah, he's gone a year early to Bunbury for the very, very strong Northern team who I think are going to clean up. Going a year early as a seamer is something. I don't think he's finished growing. He's a top lad. Look out, because if he puts any more height on and finds 5 miles an hour, then you've got yourself a pro, haven't you? So just got to keep him fit. Hopefully stays fit. But yeah, he's. I watched him bowl live for the first time in a while. He's last week, and he caused problems. He was enjoying the short ball and causing problems. So yeah, just keep an eye out for him because he is a player.
Absolutely. Talking of Bunbury, I've almost forgotten to say commiserations to friend of the show, Jackson Bentley, who, having scored a big lot of runs over the last few weeks and was ready for Bunbury, he's got a dodgy, very bad injury. He's out for the rest of the season. Nick, best regards to you and the boy. We want to see Jacko back as quick as we can. I've seen he's been talking to Scholes and getting plenty of cricket mentoring back up as always. But what a shame when you're going so well to miss out on that opportunity. But he'll be back stronger and better than ever. Jacko's always got the right opportunity, right positive mental sort of way of looking at things. He'll do well. And then Myself this week, I'm going to go to Repton. I'm going to take that journey 6 minutes down the road. I've got to, haven't I, to see Derbyshire versus Glamorgan on Friday. And then me and you are both on analyst duties again next weekend, mate. And you've got your first.
Yeah, I've got 100 gig. I've got 100 gig. Where have you ended up?
I'm going where you went yesterday. I'm down to see Northampton versus Lancashire. So I look forward to seeing Crofty and the boys down at Northampton. Funnily enough, I never mind doing analyst duties when Lancs are there. I wonder why that is. We know one or two people, but at the same time, it is my home club still, without a shadow. Busy week as always, but there's another thing happening next weekend, which is even more important. It's the quarterfinal of the National Club Championship, and we will have a preview on our website on Friday. I am missing out on the quarterfinals because obviously I am working down at Northampton, but we do have, I think the blockbuster is the one I would have gone to. It's Nolan Dorridge versus Smethwick. Birmingham League guaranteed not only a semi-finalist, Hugh, but a home semi-finalist. And the thought of a home semi-final, New Farmley coming down to Smethwick, that could be an interesting one, or to Nolan Dorridge. Deepak Khatri versus Fletcher Coots.
Are we sure New Farmley are going to get through?
We don't know. You've just got no idea what's going to happen there. And then down south, big old Middlesex tie down there as well. It's just one of those weekends, isn't it, where you look at it and go, can't wait to watch what's happening in those games and then report back on the following week. I'll have a couple of people at some of the games for me and doing some reviews for us. So busy week ahead, busy weekend as always. And, we've only got 6 weekends left.
I know. Yeah, I was just saying it's not 7. I thought it might have been 7. I was trying to figure
Well,
that
if you include the National Club Championship, I think it gets to 7 as well, does it? It's flown by, hasn't it, boys? So catch you next week.
Cheers, gents.
See you down. Thanks for joining us at the Premier League Cricket Club. We'll be back soon with more from the world of Premier League and NCCA cricket. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review and follow us wherever you get your socials. Or maybe check out our website, premierleaguecricket.co.uk, to stay updated. Until next time, have a good one.
Uncovered windows can make your home feel up to 20 degrees hotter. Stay cool and save up to 45% off custom window treatments during the summer Black Friday mega sale at Blinds.com. From outdoor shades to room darkening blinds, finding the perfect fit is easy. Get free samples, expert design help, and professional measure and install services, or DIY with confidence and support every step of the way. Shop up to 45% off site-wide, plus huge savings on doorbusters right now during the summer Black Friday mega sale at Blinds.com.
In the U.S., there's a break-in every 26 seconds. But when intruders step near, Simply Safe Home Security steps up.
Stop. This is Simply Safe. Police are on the way.
Using AI alerts, U.S.-based live agents help deter break-ins. Simply Safe, no long-term contracts. Save 50% on your new system with professional monitoring at simplysafe.com/Spotify or with promo code Spotify.
Outdoor deterrence requires a Simply Safe Active Guard outdoor protection plan starting at $49.99 a month. Visit simplysafe.com/licenses for alarm license information. Tennessee 2012.